Good morning, Mr. Jeff here with the American Kenpo Leadership Academy in Hudson, Massachusetts. You can check us out at karateforfree.com. That's the word karate, the number 4, for free.com. You can see the link right here in this video as well. I'm doing these daily posts every morning until the COVID-19 crisis is behind us. I'm just putting out different ideas and resources for people to use while they're stuck in the house. So these videos are absolutely, besides being put out for all of my students, these are absolutely for all of the communities and anybody who wants to watch. Feel free to give me a call or set up a one-on-one meeting, virtual, if you want to learn more. You can try out our program for 2 weeks for free online, joining our actual beginner basic classes. If that's something you're interested in, you can train right out of your own living room as a family. Today, I'm building on a couple of things that we did in the past few videos, but there's 2 major things I want you to pay attention to. The first thing is when it comes to settling into our positions, whatever our exercise structure may be, I want you to learn the difference between being completely relaxed and being completely tense. Now we're going to do that for a series of movements, and you can try it to see if you feel what I'm talking about. And again, if you want to learn more, just go on the website, karateforfree.com, and we can get into a dialogue about it and see what your goals are, and maybe go somewhere with your training at home. All right, so first, I'm just going to be stepping back and forth. So right now, the first iteration through this, I'm breathing in and I'm completely relaxed. And I bring my arms up, and then I bring them down. Bring them up and bring them down. Now, I'm gonna bring them up. I'm relaxed, but as I step forward, I tense up my arms as though I'm pushing something. There's nothing there, but I can tense up the muscles in my arms and maybe even in my legs to feel it as I exhale. Then I relax. Then I step forward with the other side, and I push, and I step back. Now, you don't have to make your hands look fancy at this time, right? You could do it like this if you want. I particularly always focus on the hand postures, and my students know why, okay? So I breathe in and breathe out. Now, once I start these steps, I want to start focusing on actual movements, sliding forward, instead of just lifting my foot and stepping. I'm going to slide it forward, and you can see I'm in what we call a cat stance. Then I come back, and I try to find different ways to bring my hands back, and different ways to push them out each time. Now, depending on which way my hands are, will determine how far my arm goes out. For instance, if my hands are down like this, I can't bring my arm further than this, because if I do, now I'm starting to push with my fingers, and that's not good. As soon as you get pressure on these fingers, you can feel it right in the forearm. You can injure a lot of muscles in your arm, and in your hand, and in your wrist, just by pushing too hard right here. So when we're pushing, in general, with our hands, we're always using this, just like our push-up, right? So I breathe in, and I breathe out. And notice now my foot is going forward like so. And for a moment, everything's rock solid. Now I'm going to go out with some punches. Same deal here. When I'm pushing with my hands, I'm pushing with this. And you'll notice, if you've been doing this for a little while, you need to put that part of the hand in place to line it up. You don't want to push with this part. Again, that can cause injury. And as always, be sure to check with your parents and your doctor before doing any of this stuff. Make sure that it's safe for you. You know yourself better than I do. Now I'm going to try it different. I'm going to reverse the order. I'm going to start like this with my hands out, relaxed. And as I breathe in, I'm going to tense it up here. And then I'm going to breathe out and relax. So that's a different way you can reorder the breath. I could also breathe in and then breathe out and tense it up. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out and tense it up. And again, you'll see my hands are going out differently and coming in differently each time, just for the sole purpose of practicing different methods. But some of you may see some of this motion as familiar. Okay. Now I go to this side, and I'm coming back, breathing in, relaxing, breathing out, tensing it up, breathing in, relaxing. Now I might even try it this way. Try the other side. Maybe I'll be here. I'll be fully rotated. Normally this would be an instance where I'm also pushing. So here's another way you can try it. Off the backhand, rotating. Like you saw in some of the other videos. Then I relax. I completely tense it up, lining it up properly. Now, I'm going to do it this way. I'm relaxed here, breathing in. And then as I breathe out and tense up, now that might even have been a little bit too fast. I'm going to try to go slow. And watch this foot as well. I'm all lined up. I'm not coming too close to myself so I don't fall back. But if I do, I have another stance to help. Relaxed here. This is showing you how I'm relaxed. I'm just letting my hand be limp. Now as you get used to that, you want this to stay tight. Okay, so go back and forth through those and think of some other examples. Like when we're here, I can relax and then I can tense up with just my legs. I could keep it here, I could keep it here, I could keep it here. It doesn't matter. I relax and then I tense up. Now when it comes to tensing up the legs and the hips, I have to lock the hips forward to really grab the floor. And you can see my feet are reaching into the floor like my hands would. Same thing when I'm standing firm like so, and when I'm in these stances. Now this leads me to the second thing I wanted to show you today. Different ways to shift through these positions, okay? So I'm here, and I'm in our standard neutral position. As I bring my foot back, this is a really good thing to kind of wake up and warm up with in the morning. Is starting with the toes. I typically like to start with the toes and work my way up the leg to the whole body. Start from the ground up, so to speak. So you can see, I'm kind of just focusing the pressure here. Now, if I'm starting in this position, in order to gauge it and measure it properly, I'm only going about halfway back to where my natural position is. Halfway back. If I go too much, again, I'm going to be forced to use this one, which is fine, because you can do that. You can go all the way back. Just keep in mind, if you do get to this twist position, your back foot needs to be up like this. You don't want to do it like this. Okay. Knees are bent for here. Okay. So here I am. Now, all I'm going to do is just focus on the rotation itself of this leg. I can turn this way and then plant it. Now I'm in this one. I'm relaxed, and then I tense up. I'm relaxed, and then I tense up. Now I can put my hands into it if I want to. I'm not going back and forth anymore. Now I'm rotating. And I happen to use the punch this time. I can use something different each time if I want. Right? Be creative. We're working multiple things and trying to trick our brain into thinking we're just doing one thing, back and forth. Now, you'll find that if you're doing this the way I'm saying, you will start to get pretty sore pretty quick. It'll feel like you're lifting weights, but in specific areas. You can see my foot is planted firm, and you can feel it right here above the knee when you do it that way, and in your foot. Now, if you have trouble with the heel on the floor, your foot could be too far back. Right? But with that said, you could do it like a boxer. I could keep it up like this and rotate. And I could even use some counter rotation here. So as I turn back towards you, I'm working motion this way. So now I'm relaxed here. And I'm tense here. Now I'm exaggerating the noise because I want you to hear how I'm breathing. Now I'm on this side. Now I'm going back, having it bent. Inhale. I might even rotate this way. Now if I'm getting a little more advanced, I can start here, plant the foot, go here, try it different ways. I can rotate and pivot on this foot, or I can rotate and pivot on this foot. Okay? And finding all of the different ways that I can move my arms with the rotation. There's one way. Now, once you feel even soreness on both sides, you'll know you're getting a balanced workout. I want you to get out of the mentality of the weightlifter. So the weightlifter says, I'm doing 25 reps here. I now need to do 25 reps here. That's good if you're focusing on their goals for, say, bodybuilding, right? But we're talking about strength, flexibility, endurance, right? Your body's already out of alignment. So if you gauge it in terms of strength and in terms of flexibility and endurance, I want you to see how long you can hold it. Don't even count. You're just going to bring it up and do 1 rep. Maybe you do 10 reps. But I want you to focus on the time, right? Now, if this side gets really sore after 10 seconds, and this side gets really sore after 3 seconds, that's telling you something about your body. It's out of balance, right? So it's like a scale. There's 10 pounds over here and 3 pounds over here. So in order to even it out, you need to put 7 pounds over here, right? So you can figure it out, but you go by how your body feels with all of these exercises. You could even try it with weights. I encourage you to try it and see what type of results it has for you. Because if you do it this way, eventually you'll be able to do 25 with this side and 25 with this side. But that's not how you're basing your exercise, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So take all of those exercises, maybe even start. I'll just do one sequence of motion, kind of putting together some of the things we've done in the past 5 days, all right? I will start from sitting. And I'm gonna put my feet together for this one because I did some leg works while I was standing, or leg workouts rather. So I wanna kind of balance that out and get a nice stretch. Bring my feet together, make it as symmetrical as I can. Sitting nice and tall. I breathe in, and as I breathe out, I grab my toes and I walk my feet forward. I'm not worrying about completely straightening them, especially not in the morning. Now, if you can do it immediately, go for it. Gauge your own experience and put that into your own workout. You decide how far you take your warm-up and what the word warm-up means to you. Some of these things I'm showing you are kind of basic concepts. The stuff I do with myself builds off of all this. So I could go for a couple hours doing some of this stuff and making it more intense each time. And as you can see, as I'm talking to you, I'm going back to the rocking method. I'm not being too forceful with it. I'm letting gravity do its job. I bring one back, I reach with the other. And we can also focus on the breathing here. I inhale, bring my knee to my tricep muscle, right around the radial nerve. And then when I decide I want to switch, I go to the other side. Now, if you feel like you have a lot of tension and pain in your leg and your back, press right here into this little spot where it's kind of ticklish, right on the corner of the ball of the foot where that bone is in your foot, right on the top of it. Pull your toes back and just gently press into it and see what that does for you. And go ahead and use Google. While you're sitting at home, you have a library at your fingertips. Look up that area of the foot. Look up the nerves in the foot. See how they connect to the rest of your body. Now I'm going to do both, making it as symmetrical as I can. Now, depending on what type of a surface you're using, you may or may not be able to get some of the action I'm getting here. As you can see, my base here and my point of contact here, they both move. On a yoga mat, it's not that easy. Maybe on a blanket it is. But make sure you're on a surface that's not going to hurt you. Now from there, I'm just going to rotate, and I'm going to plant my feet, set up nice and tall. Now I'll show you what my feet look like here. They're flat on the floor like so. If you get any cramps, press the toes into the floor, shake them out, try again. If you have to sit like this, at some point in time, I want you to switch that order and just go back and forth if you have to. It's fine. From there, I get that nice stretch in my ankles. I breathe in and wow. Now with this one, some of you may not be able to do this yet. So I'm going to show you something real quick that you can do. So you can actually use a table like this presuming that your leg doesn't fall off like mine just did. But even with a wobbly table, I just need it to help me work through these exercises while having a brace. It could be a windowsill, right? I don't have to go too far. It's just enough to have a bit of a surface, almost as if I was on the floor, right? And I can bend my knees well, like so. Now I'm controlling this because I have more balance here, but just to show you what you can do with your hands. Okay, let's get this out of here. Okay, that's too funny. Funny things happen on live videos. But it just shows you that we're real people. All right, so again, even if you just have questions about these videos and you're not necessarily ready to try out some free classes on the virtual setting, feel free to still send us a message. I'll be happy to answer some questions and get you started with your practice at home, at the very least, because that's what these live videos every morning are all about. Putting stuff out there to keep you creative, to keep you focused, and to just kind of get your mind off of all the stuff that's going on outside. I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. Have a great day.